And look at that, a Star Wars TIE fighter crashed in the cliff up there. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Here's the bike garage. Hey everyone, MinerBiker here. It is a cold mid-December day out in the San Rafael Swell. Got two psychotic dogs with me who are very antsy and ready to get going. I am antsy and ready to get going myself. It's been a long time since I've been able to get out and do one of my big proper adventures. I throw a rock so this dog will quit barking at me. We're out here in the swell at Justensen Flat, and we're going to ride southwards through Devil's Canyon out towards Copper Globe and Lynx Flat, that direction on the fat bike. Got some of the swell's local residents right here. Got a herd of about half a dozen horses right here at Justensen Flat, you can see over there. This is actually one of the rides I did, one of the very first bigger rides I did on this Fezzari Kings Peak when I got it. If you watch my review video I made of this bike, there's some clips in that video where I'm riding out here. Oh, cold crusty snow. Short little climb up from Justensen Flat. Here we are where we start dropping into Devil's Canyon. Got San Rafael Knob straight out ahead of us there, the highest point in the San Rafael Swell. A little breezy. This is Devil's Canyon that we're dropping into, and we'll climb out the other side up towards Copper Globe. Yeah, buddy. I love riding a fat bike out here. That's so good on this stuff. Now we're to Devil's Canyon. Everything to the right of us is the Devil's Canyon Wilderness. Definitely make sure to stay on your approved routes out here. Alright, I had to stop and shed a few layers in preparation for the climb coming up. Actually just left my one top layer, one of my insulating underlayers, and my long insulated pants. Just left them there. We'll pick them up on the way home. I don't think I'm going to need them the rest of the way now that I'm warmed up, and the day's just going to get warmer too. If you hang a left here, go up the bottom of the canyon a little ways, and there's another old road that cuts up out of the canyon up there. That takes you up to San Rafael Knob, which I can say is the highest point in the San Rafael Swell, over 7,000 feet. It is one of the most incredible views you'll ever see. 360 degrees of wild, rugged landscape. Nothing to block your view for a long ways in any direction. Okay, up and out of Devil's Canyon. Just a nice steady climb up and out. I always love how these big tires just go over anything. These dogs are the only ones that even come close to loving doing this as much as I do. The dogs do love it. Nice little Navajo sandstone tower. Love Navajo sandstone, makes some of the coolest formations. Coming up out of the canyon. Oh. That big dome straight ahead right there is Copper Globe. Down the base of that's where the historic copper mine is. We'll stop there on the way back and check that out. Thing's way cool. Turn to the right here, that takes you over to the copper mine. We'll stop there on the way back. And then keep going on out to Links Flat out here. There's some sand, soft sand for the fat bike darn to keep in. Don't even notice that sand's even there. Riding this thing. yeah, oh, it's windy. So I was really hoping to use the drone to take in this view here, but fortunately it's a little too windy. That wind is gusting up these cliffs like crazy. But here we are overlooking into Red's Canyon out in the lower part of the swell. You can see Family Butte over there through that gap. Check out my video from Family Butte. Then off to the south you got the Henry Mountains out here. You got some more stuff, Lynx Flats right over here where we're going to be going. And then off down here into the canyon. You can see this is Red's Canyon right down through here. Absolutely stunning landscape. These clouds overhead, they are flying. Holy cow, they're moving fast. And it is windy and cold. Way too gusty up these cliffs for the drone. he'd get blown away probably. How you get crazy dogs doing? How about this one? She's crazy too. They're both crazy. Holy freak, that's steep. Yeah. The old fatback can't handle. Woo. Got a road fork coming up here. We're gonna head to the right, heading down towards Kimball Draw. To the left is the Lynx Flat Road. We'll come on it from the other end and come back that way. We're going this way, doggies. We'll come back that way. We're washed out. Okay, we're going to make a little detour here, back up to the north. And it's so peaceful and refreshing about just being out here and just going, moving under your own power, just traveling. Just existing out here with all this wildness. Now we're coming up onto the flat. This is up here is where the old Copper Globe airstrip was. Back like mid 1900s when they were doing tons and tons of exploration looking for oil and natural gas and uranium all over all these deserts out here. Built these little airstrips all over the place for flying people in and out. Pretty much all grown over with brush now to even tell, but at one time this was actually a clear landing strip right through here and through that gap in the trees right there. I love coming out and riding in just pristine untouched snow like this. So pretty. Yeah, there you go. This is the Copper Globe rock right there. The mine's just out of sight there. This is the flat that we crossed right here. This is Devil's Canyon. That's San Rafael Knob right over there. That's a cool view. Wow. Oh yeah. Nice little headwind heading down the canyon here from the airstrip. Pedal downhill. Well, you know you got to get headwind when you got to pedal downhill. Supposed to be a pretty big storm coming in tonight. You can feel it. You can just feel it in the air. There's something coming. I love that feeling when you just feel like the energy of an approaching storm. Alright, here we are back on the main route. Taking us right back to the west. Continuing away. Well, hi, little horsey. There's our turn off the other end of Lane's Flat. I'm going to go over here just a second though. Just a little bit. I'll show you something cool down here at the end of Lane's Flat. This far west there at the top of Kimball Draw. That bike's going to climb up this sandy hill like there's nothing to it. And look at that, a Star Wars TIE Fighter crashed in the cliff up here. Just kidding, that's not a Star Wars TIE Fighter. Kinda looks like it though. It's actually an attempt that was made long ago to make a dam here in this crack to capture storm water and hold it for water storage. And it worked. It actually did capture the water pretty good. But what the builders didn't count on was the amount of head pressure that would be generated when the water was stacked up behind this. So this thing would have stood up vertically in this crack, running across it, and then the water pooled up behind it, had the sides sealed up with concrete, and yeah, it held water, but the water pooled up so deep behind it that the amount of head pressure on it was too much, and they didn't have it braced up and supported well enough, so the water just pushed the thing over, and here it's been ever since. And it's this old riveted steel. So this is old. So this is almost like, there's a very good possibility this stuff's actually from like a ship or something, maybe. So this is the little mini slot canyon behind the old dam. Don't keep going, Hook. Hey, Hooker. Keep going in there. You may not get turned back around and come back out. A little pool of water back in here. He's thirsty. So you can see some of the pieces of concrete up that crack right there. So that thing would have been stood right up this crack, and that crack stood up vertical. They chiseled those cracks in, set the thing into it, put concrete on it, on the edges, to help make it as watertight as they could. But the thing they didn't figure on was just with that thing being so tall, I just didn't figure on how much pressure the water behind it would put on it, and it just bent the whole thing over and just pushed it down. They didn't support the back of it with anything like they obviously should have. Now we're at the top of the slab above the dam. Work our way down. Ah, so cool. Love this landscape out here. Finally found a spot that wasn't so windy I couldn't get out the drone too. Nice. You can see off over that way, that's Lynx Flat up there. Out over here is the way that we come from. That's Lynx Flat. We're gonna head out that way. We're gonna work out these big tires on all this rock. See the dam in the crack down below us there. Whew. Gusty. Yeah, bud. You got traction on slick rock with normal tires, you can try it on a fat tire. You really got traction. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Come over here for a second. Actually another little rock dam right here. You can see it's all backfilled sand behind it now, but that is a little dam. Up we go! Yeah! Up we go! Oh yeah! Yeah, bud. What up? Like getting stared in the face by a giant bug. Okay, straight ahead's the way we come from. Turn off here to the right. Onto the Lynx Flat loop road here. Whew. There's a headwind. Putting up a little resistance. The main Lynx Flat road goes to the left there. Here to the right, this takes you up to the Lucky Strike overlook. Heads up, doggies, here comes the duck. Woohoo! Yep. There's a little sandstorm out here. Hey, you get proper sand dune right over. Woo! Got a face full of sand. Oh yeah. This gap in the cliffs there, that wind is just rifling through it. Woo! Holy cow! That wind is just rifling up through that gap. mouthful of dogs. Got sand out of it. Woo! Definitely don't think we're getting out there over this overlook. Holy cow, that wind is nuts. Ah! Oh, these freaking big tires catch the wind so bad if you're heading straight into it. It turned even a little bit sideways, and holy cow, those big tires catch a lot of wind. Oh my word! I can't even go straight. Oh, this is crazy. That gap in the cliff right there is just funneling the wind. Woo! Ain't getting too close to the edge today. Down there you can see those buildings. That's the Lucky Strike mine, little uranium mine out here. This is all Reds Canyon. You got the Henry Mountains out there, and might be the front edge of our storm that's coming for us. Good time to be out here. All the beautiful cliffs right here are spectacular. I love this landscape. So good. So windy. A little boost from the wind. Hit you back. Back up over our sand dune. Oh yeah. Right here on the left is the main Justensen Flat road again. Instead of joining up with it, we're going to hang into the right here. This takes us out to the main Reds Canyon and Southern Swell overlook out here. Well, this is going to be crazy windy too. Wind. Grab that big front tire and tried to turn me around. This is crazy how much wind those big fat tires catch when they get sideways to it. This is cool right here. Big old natural window through the rock right here, about 10 feet wide, and then a sheer cliff off the other side. Now, this is Reds Canyon. That's Family Butte right there. Just see the top of the knob up there. So pretty. Gorgeous landscape. And here we are on the main overlook. This is one of my favorite overlooks anywhere. It's so beautiful what you can see from up here. Absolutely gorgeous. This is downstream, down Reds Canyon, looking off down towards the Muddy Creek. You got Thousand Lake Mountain up there getting snowed on. Boulder Mountains over there, can't even see it. Henry Mountains are getting snowed on. And all Reds Canyon down here, over towards Family Butte, up along the cliffs, top of the knob sticking up. Just gorgeous. Skyline Drive over there. Got Hillguard Mountain up there. Check out that video where I actually took my bike clear to the top of Hillguard Mountain. That was one of the more insane things I've ever done. And all these just spectacular rugged cliffs over here, they're so pretty.
Hop back on the Links Flat road. Cool little piece of history parked right here. And back in the olden days of oil and gas exploration out here. This is like an old trailer they would have used to haul their equipment or drill pipe or something. Probably just towed behind a bulldozer. Obviously it had wheels on it, but you can see how both the front and the back are built kind of like a big sled. So over all the ledges and stuff going through the canyons out here, it could just drag bottom and just skid over stuff if it needed to. There she sits, rusting away. Hello there, friends. Hi, horses. Don't mind us, we're just passing through. Oh, you guys are sure pretty. Turn off here, go make a quick stop at the Copper Globe mine site. Here's the bike garage. This is the only tunnel at Copper Globe that's actually still open. All the others have been barred off. This goes in just a little bit here. Just right there, and that's the end. There's places like right here, you can see this bluish turquoise colored mineral in the rock. So that is copper bearing mineral. There is actually copper here. There's just never enough of it and not high enough grade to make it worthwhile. Plus they had a few other complications as well. Biggest thing is they were so far from anywhere. It wasn't worth it to haul it to get processed. There wasn't enough to make it worth doing. A little dugout here, complete with a little stove and chimney. I imagine at one point it was probably a little taller. This rock structure right here is actually the ruins of their smelter that they tried to build. Tried to build their own smelter because they were so far from anywhere else. The trouble is, they built the smelter out of the same rock that they were mining. So by the time they got the smelter hot enough to melt the ore, it also melted the rock that the smelter was made of, and their smelter fell apart. This big pile of axe cut wood that they cut to fire their smelter and never needed it because their smelter didn't work. Axe cut wood. It's one mine tunnel. Disappears down into the darkness, pretty much completely filled up with sand and barred off. There's not much to see there. Heads back underneath the cliff. There's an old shaft. Don't go down very far. Just right there now. Who knows how far it went down originally. Maybe never any further than that. Maybe it used to be super deep. Who knows? Several little ore cart rails leaned up in this cedar tree. Wonder how long those things have been there. Cool. So this copper globe was early 1900s when they tried this out here. There's 3 spots in the swell where they tried mining copper. This is the biggest site and the longest worked, but none of them actually produced anything. At least not enough to make them worth continuing to pursue. There's another shaft. This one's actually got an old homemade hand crank hoist on it, complete with its cable. Would have had a pulley right there. And you see it goes down and then kind of levels off, looks like horizontally, and heads back under the cliff. Pretty much filled up with sand and stuff now, and obviously Division of Oil, Gas and Mining's barred it all off. This is another little processing plant here, built down the side of the hill so that gravity could carry ore through it from level to level. Probably some kind of like screening thing, we might guess. A big deep shaft right there. Tossed a rock over the edge of that. It was smaller than those, so it could actually fit through the grading. It didn't hit bottom. I don't know how deep it is for sure, but you can see why Dog fenced and barred that one. Got a little storage shed in here. A little sawhorse, some hoses. Old jacket, actually a bicycle tube, look at that. Like a rabbit hutch or something up there. Somebody's old pet. Whole lot of pack rat poo. And this, it was living quarters. Complete with curtains on the windows, bunk bed, single level bed, mirror, hi. Hello. Big old timbers in the roof, table, shelves, fireplace. And here is the remains of the most important facility at the mine site. This is what's left of the outhouse. You see little pieces of the curved toilet seat and the lid. Last but not least are these cool little alcoves here, hollowed into the wall with smoke stains in them. This also could have been part of their attempt at smelting their own ore. So I believe it was in about the 1950s. There was a second attempt at mining here at Copper Globe. Didn't work any better than the first one did. But that's what this is from. It is slightly newer. Not much, but old bed, fireplace, all collapsed in, but not quite as old as the other stuff. This side actually even had a water heater. If you look at that, an old gas water heater. Yep, this is definitely a little bit more modern. Moving on from Copper Globe, I still gotta go cross back through Devil's Canyon to get back to the truck before it gets dark and starts storming on us. There's the little monument up here to Henry H. Jensen, who was killed here in 1913. Got finished crossing the flat here. Now we start descending back into Devil's Canyon. Whew. Legs are getting a little weary. We're at about mile 30 something. We're just over 30 miles right now. 30 miles, 30.32, and 3,100 feet of climbing. Not bad. Well, I think I've climbed that much, but there you have it. Well, right there. Up and at 'em. Definitely starting to sprinkle just a little bit. We're still not under the cloud. But yeah, how windy it is up above the canyon. It's carrying the moisture from the clouds all over here before it falls on us. And we are over the top of the canyon. I'll take one more small detour over here to an overlook. Well, that's a little overlook looking back down in Devil's Canyon. One last good bit of fresh air up here. Looking down into Devil's Canyon, this is our road that we just climbed up over and then across and up the other side, and that over there is copper globe sticking up. Beautiful with the storm clouds moving in, the sun getting low. Oh, it's windy. Glad we're wrapping her up. Oh, that's sandy. Tumbleweed. Our little horse friends are still here at Justensen Flat and keep an eye on the truck for us. Well, everyone, thank you for watching that trek out through Devil's Canyon, Copper Globe and Lynx Flat and back. It's a great place to come ride this time of year. It does get some snow in the winter. Definitely times there's too much snow out here, but a lot of times you can come out here pretty almost through the winter, depending on conditions. But love it. Fat bike absolutely kills it out here. So awesome. Love the dogs. They're a little tired. All total is 35 miles and about 3,600 vertical feet. Pretty good. Glad I getting home just before all this is getting here. Getting back to the truck anyways. Still gotta drive an hour to get home. But good timing. Bummed I didn't get to use the drone more out on the overlooks to capture the views and the landscape because it's so freaking windy, but that's okay. There'll be another time. Anyways, thanks again for watching. Make sure to check out the other videos that'll be in the cards and on this video, like my Kings Peak review of my fat bike and whole playlist of stuff out here in the San Rafael Swell and whichever ones else I mentioned throughout the video. So thanks again. Leave us a comment down below. Like that hit button. If you subscribed, thank you. If you haven't, I invite you to do so. Make sure to leave that like for them dogs. Check out Fezzari bicycles and keep digging up new places to ride.